Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Hey, we saw his dick this time, though.
It was a stunt dick.
Oh, boo.
That was 100% not Nic Cage.
Boo.
Which one?
In City of Angels.
Oh, yeah.
He
Welcome back
He takes
to-
that very hot shower.
Oh, you're talking about the
yeah.
shower. No, there was definitely a modesty sock. I
Stopped it. You paused it.
Zoom. Enhance.
enhance. How else are you going to find a replicant unless you're looking at their dick?
That's true. Yeah.
I always look for their like backs glowing after I have sex with them. Oh wait, no, that's a Cylon.
Wait, don't you ask them like turtle questions? Isn't that the trick?
Yeah,
Which Ninja Turtle is your favorite?
Donatello.
Cylon. This is the weirdest welcome back to Cage match, a roundabout way of meeting Nicolas Cage. But I didn't see a better way for us to do this. Welcome back to our Nicolas Cage podcast. I am Sean, here with my co-host
I'm Nick.
and our producer.
Hi, I'm Peter.
And we talk about Nicolas Cage films for reasons that have not been explained to me.
Yeah, okay. The concept of this podcast is that Nick and Sean are going to evaluate 64 Nicolas Cage movies, head-to-head, bracket style, to determine the best, most cagey, most enjoyable Nick Cage film at the end of this entire process. Yeah.
That'll be next year.
Oh, God, yeah. No, we're a ways off.
We'll see you in 2025, Nick Cage. I will say, the more we get into this and the more we keep finding interesting films we've never heard of that don't technically star Nic Cage, I'm regretting not putting Kick-Ass on the list.
I know. I do feel kind of bad in that regard. Like, there are some pretty amazing auxiliary Cage movies.
In our defense, we attempted to find films that, starred Nic Cage, and are finding through the course of history that his name has been retroactively added to things as a starring role.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. I mean, I think with these two movies, you could make a case that he kind of steals one of them and definitely is the main actor in the other one.
Yes.
I mean, he did get the "and" credit on
So
Kiss of Death.
Everybody
This-
alphabetically.
Yeah.
Right.
And
And
Nicolas
Nicolas
Cage. So this week
Because even his name defies order.
that is actually something I want to talk about this week. So
His
this
name?
him defying order.
Nicholas.
That's a good name. A fine name. Strong. Upstanding.
Yeah, law-abiding.
Girthy.
Girthy. A meaty dork of a name.
Yeah, dude.
You guys say I'm bad at segues. This week we are talking about
Oh, yeah, he couldn't even segue out of that. What a loser.
City of Angels, everyone's favorite movie about God and angels. We're going to talk about God and angels this week. We already bumped Left Behind, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
These two should have been together. Because there's not
They
a
will be in the end.
there's not there's not a through line for these two films. So we're doing City of Angels and Kiss of Death, a movie I've honestly never heard of.
Yeah, I don't think anyone actually heard of Kiss of Death, which is shocking given the amount of
The
good
star power.
talent
It's got
in there.
a lot of people in it.
All right, well, let's start there. Kiss of Death. What year did this come out?
95.
95. It was filmed in 94. All right. So, yeah.
I'm going no notes on this, so
Yeah.
let's see what happens. What comes
Who was
up.
the director?
Dude?
Yeah, you got it. It
I
was
think he was Swedish.
it was Barbe Schroeder.
Yeah, he's
Barbe
like
Schroeder.
a Swedish American or something like that.
The set designer was named Mel Bourne.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I thought that was funny. Nic Cage is the "and" of this film, and Nic Cage, so he's not the star. This film stars David Caruso, and this was his jumping off point to try and start a legit film career. Left NYPD Blue for this thing.
He did.
Run through the main people in this movie because it's pretty fucking
So
amazing.
David Caruso, Nicolas Cage, Samuel L. Jackson, Stanley Tucci. We got the return of the Tucci.
And hot mean Tucci too.
Hot mean Tucci. Michael Rappaport. Creepy Michael Rappaport. Young Michael Rappaport. I like saying Rappaport. Ving Rhames.
Have you ever watched those videos Michael Rappaport does online where he's like, got that really ugly cat.
Yes.
And he's just like,
Ma, come look! That cat's back! That fucking cat! That's a good Rappaport.
Are you shocked that Nick does a good Rappaport?
No, I shouldn't be at this point. Philip Baker Hall, Helen Hunt, and this is a throwaway role, but I just find it fascinating, and I want to talk about this with you guys. Hope Davis. So this was one of Hope Davis's first film roles. Hope Davis is my weird celebrity crush.
who's Hope Davis?
She was Junior Brown's girlfriend. Little Junior Brown's girlfriend.
Oh, the one he bench presses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, and then she's the one who
The one who calls him a slur.
distracts the feds to kidnap the baby or the little girl. What was yours, Peter?
Okay, so my favorite one is Kevin Corrigan, who is
I didn't know you had a crush on Kevin Corrigan.
Oh, of course. No, I love Kevin Corrigan. I think his acting career is exactly what I would want from an acting career. It's like you're never really the main star, but you're in everything and you're always kind of a shitty slimeball. He's the guy that's selling him the Infinity.
No.
And like that guy, it's like he's got like a cool diverse background, but like if you need an Italian who's sleazy, Kevin Corrigan. If you need a Puerto Rican who's sleazy, Kevin Corrigan. If you need an Irishman who's sleazy, Kevin Corrigan. It fucking rules. That guy is perfect for being a shitty sleazy dude.
Nick, what weird celebrity crush do you have in this film?
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah.
Rappaport.
Just really got me there.
So yeah, Nick, what's this movie about?
So this movie is about Caruso's dude who...
Jimmy Kilmartin.
Yeah, who is trying to go on the straight and narrow. He used to boost cars, and he gets pulled back into the scene by his cousin, played by Michael Rappaport.
Ronnie Gannon.
Like a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's fucking terrible. That's what makes it so hot. They get, like, pinched on a job trying to steal, like, 4 transport trucks of vehicles. I mean, it would have been fine if they'd staggered it, I'm sure.
Why the fuck did they just, like, 4 of them in a row writing down...
Well, because they were running late.
Yeah. They were working for Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking bad.
Little...
B-A-D.
Little Junior Brown.
Yeah.
But I do like that he teaches us what an acronym is.
That is good.
Son of Big Junior Brown.
Yeah.
Credited Big Junior Brown.
Who played him again? That was a name.
Philip Baker Hall.
Oh, yeah. That was great.
Yeah, I like him as an actor just in general. He played a good, shitty old man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't have
was
to do much in
27 in
this.
this
He
movie.
just kind of looked around and sneered and stuff. So, but he gets pinched, boosting, these transport trucks of cars, and gets 3 years in jail. Finds out Michael Rappaport tried to bang his wife and stuff while he was in jail, and his wife died. So he thinks that Rappaport boned his wife and then she died because of it. And so he puts into action this plan that gets Rappaport killed by giving up information on himself and a couple other jobs, and makes it all look like Ronnie was a snitch. So little Junior Brown has him killed, and then
He does the murder.
yeah,
Big Junior has him killed. Little Junior punches his face in.
that's fair. Then when David Caruso gets out of jail, the DA Tucci is leaning on him and has him go undercover with a wire to find more information about little Junior Brown and this guy Omar, played by Ving Rhames, that gets him mixed up in all sorts of crazy shenanigans. Eventually, he has to get his way out, and that, I guess, results in Nic Cage dying and gunfights and stuff. I think there was a car jump too.
Okay, well,
Wait, did Cage die in this
no,
movie?
he didn't. Half of that was fake. Did you watch this movie?
I watched it twice.
It's fair. It's got a lot of nothing.
Oh, I mean, it's got more than nothing.
No, I actually thoroughly enjoyed the film, but I like a caper. No, I thought this movie was fun. I really enjoyed Nic Cage as a heel.
Yeah.
Like, we never see Nic Cage as the bad guy.
He had good antagonist energy in this.
His first scene, there, when Caruso shows up, the driver they got is drunk at the wheel. So Nic Cage just walks up, grabs the guy by his collar, and throws him from the cab of the truck into another truck. And it is a single shot.
Yeah.
They don't pull away. Nic Cage just yeeted a guy out of a truck cab into another truck.
Nic Cage did daily workouts. Like, he was getting himself all jacked up for this. And like, what was it after this? Oh, Con Air. So like, these two movies were like his biggest, bulkiest shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks big in this one.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because
he bench pressed a girl 40 times.
He did. He got the record.
Yeah.
You know, he does play like he's a villain. He's the bad guy, but he's also sort of like heart of gold.
He philosophizes.
He definitely like tried to look out for Helen Hunt when Rappaport was being a total piece of shit.
So yeah, Rappaport is Jimmy's cousin. Little Junior is going to kill Rappaport if Jimmy doesn't help him out on this one job.
According to Ronnie.
But he does it. Gets pinched by Detective Samuel L. Jackson, who gets shot in the face by the drunk guy.
Yeah, but it's only a glancing blow.
Yeah. But I'm like, that's
Get it? Glancing blow because it fucked up his eye.
All right, that works.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a stretch, but it's fine.
So once he's in jail, Ronnie Rappaport shows up and he goes to Helen Hunt, who plays Jimmy's wife, and just like, here's $150. It's all I can get for you, but you can come work for me if you want.
Yeah, he's like, I'm paying you out of my own pocket and everything.
And then we later find out that Big Junior's like, you're giving her the $400 a week, right? And he's like, oh yeah, of course.
And then he's like, give her a car. And then he's all like, hey girl, I want to get you a car. And he's a real slime ball.
And then, Little Junior's like, take her home. And he's like, okay, it's like, her home.
Yeah.
My father says take her home. Now, fucko.
So good.
So that scene in the strip club has my favorite line, which I just want to get out now because I don't want anyone else to steal it, which is when Ving Rhames first shows up and Nic Cage goes, hey, what's the what?
Yeah.
That was actually also my favorite line, so I'm glad I said the fucko one.
Oh, yeah. Mine comes later, so I can save it.
But yeah, so Jimmy serves some time. Rappaport continues to ply Helen Hunt with booze, and she wakes up in his skeezy apartment.
Oh, yeah. And she's like a recovering alcoholic. She's in AA. I almost said AAA. That wouldn't have worked.
And they
don't have roadside assistance for that.
They should, though.
Would be nice.
It would solve a lot of people's problems.
No shit.
But she doesn't drink. She sees Rappaport try and put a lead pipe through someone's head, and that freaks her out, so she starts drinking again immediately.
A Rolling Rock of all things. Gross.
Well, right. And that was also Kevin Corrigan. So,
there we are. It all comes around. And then she tries to get out of his place, and she peels out in his car, almost hits another car, and then head-on collision with a semi-truck.
Okay.
Why was there a semi in a residential area?
And how was it possibly going fast enough that it killed her? These are two movies where, sorry, spoiler alert for later, but two people die in the dumbest fucking semi-accidents.
Yeah, protagonist wives.
Although
it's a bad time.
So, and then Jimmy's let out of prison to go to the funeral. I mean, he's in cuffs, and there's guards there.
I think one of my favorite notes that I have on here, and I don't even remember exactly what caused it, but I just wrote, no big shock, cops are pieces of shit.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the cops fucking sucked.
So when he finds out that his wife never went home, was at Jimmy's place, he drops the dime on a bunch of jobs he was involved with and mentions everyone but Ronnie. So when it gets back up the chain, everyone thinks Ronnie's a snitch. Hence why he gets his face punched in.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
We were talking about shitty cops. So his one deal for that was he gets to go visit his daughter. Sam Jackson shows up, blames Jimmy for getting shot in the head, even though Jimmy tried to stop the shooting and got shot in the hand. And Sam Jackson's like, take the cuffs off, and then proceeds to beat him up a bit, rough him up.
That's what it was. That was my note.
Yeah. The cops were shit.
It's a pretty standard operating procedure.
Yeah.
But when he finally gets out of prison, they wire him up to go. They want to get Omar to connect him to Junior, whose dad died. I want to talk about the scene where dad died.
Oh, man, that was so good.
Nic Cage frantically jumping up and down while crying and punching at a fake plant.
Yeah, just fucking getting his energy out, expressing himself.
Junior, I mean, this is a Nic Cage podcast. Let's just talk about Junior. This is the weirdest character. He's got so many things. You get one thing. You get one defining characteristic. This guy's got like 4.
Yeah, he's got a sweet goatee.
Sweet goatee.
Sweet goatee.
Strong boy.
Wears white all the time.
Track suits. When he's doing the 40 bench presses of the lady, his tank top has cutouts in the side.
Oh yeah, that's such a weird one.
Yeah.
It's like super tight and it's got little windows so you can look at his lats.
But he also has
Asthma.
and he hates the taste of metal.
No silverware for Nic Cage.
Yeah, he only
Plasticware.
He only uses plastic, which is apparently directly from the script. That wasn't like a weird choice he made. And he's a philosophizer. Nick, do you want to do a dramatic reading with me real quick?
Oh, sure.
All right. I have an acronym for myself. You know what it is? BAD. B-A-D. Balls, attitude, direction. You should give yourself an acronym because it helps you visualize your goals.
How about FAB? Fuck that birth.
No good. Too negative.
Yeah, that was my favorite quote where he just says too negative because he like puts some real thought into it.
Yeah.
Like, is that gonna work? Is that a good one? No good. Too negative.
Did you guys notice that his inhaler was bedazzled with BAD?
Yeah,
yeah,
it
you
was
see that at the end.
Nick Cage described his character as like a big terrible baby.
Yes.
It's pretty spot on.
That's incredible.
Like he's just got a very innocent kind of like nature about him, like mentally kind of naive and innocent, but then just like throws tantrums and can't handle not getting his way about stuff.
Like Nic Cage steals the show in this movie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like,
well, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Caruso did great. I think especially the scenes where he's like just talking to either Lil Junior or the cops, he plays exasperated and like no fucks to give so well in this movie. Like he's just like, I don't fucking care. We're just gonna do this job and I'm gonna go. You can't do anything to me. It's like,
yeah. No, he's good. Like all the performances are good. There's not a bad performance in this film.
I think the only one that didn't like do anything for me was Ving Rhames because he was just sort of like a coked out dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so background
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
Oh, and the big twist is Junior kills Ving Rhames in front of Jimmy, and it turns out that Omar was a Fed.
Yeah.
And like all of his gangbangers were Feds.
And then
you know,
legalities
yeah.
and stuff like
The-
then it becomes a court drama.
Yeah, the Feds don't want to prosecute because they have to give up a bunch of secret information. So they pretty much leave Jimmy twisted in the wind, drop him from witness protection, and he has to go get this solved himself. Oh, and Tucci sells him out because he'll get a federal judgeship for it.
Yeah, I really like Slimy Tucci. I think that's probably my favorite version of him.
Yeah, I think it came across real well. I liked it a lot. He played it well. It was a good character.
Do I just like dirtbags?
Yeah, maybe.
Fuck. All right.
I mean, you like us.
Yeah, true.
Just fair.
And me.
I like me. I got a real solid question. What is up with Caruso, Jimmy, and Rose?
Is Rose the babysitter?
Yeah, Rose was the babysitter when he was still married to Helen Hunter, whatever.
Yeah.
She lived upstairs from them or whatever.
With her parents. She was the babysitter.
Yeah, and would babysit for him whenever they were at AA meetings. Then he goes to jail. His wife gets killed in an accident. And so Rose continues to like help raise the baby.
Even though the baby is now with the mother-in-law.
Yeah. And then when he gets out, she's like, "You've always got me." And then it's like, "Oh, fuck." And then they get married.
Right
it's
away.
like, wait a minute.
Immediately, courthouse wedding.
You married the babysitter that you only know from like raising your child.
Yeah, I think
It seems strange.
so this movie is an hour and 40 minutes, and I think that it was just a lack of time to develop that relationship. But at that point, I'm like, why bother?
I'm going to assume I know the answer to this, but did either of you guys watch the 1940 whatever version of this movie?
No.
No, I watched a couple clips. Did you watch anything?
Not for this one. So
I did
It's rated really well. It's supposed to be a great movie.
yeah.
I did love that. So he's in prison for 3 years, and the only person whose appearance changes in that 3 years is Rose. Like they change her hair, and they, get an older child.
Yeah, I was going to
But
say
Caruso has the
they
same
aged
haircut.
up the child pretty well.
Caruso
That
has the
was
same
interesting.
haircut. Nick Cage has the same goatee. Like, no one else updated their look in 3 years.
Once you hit a certain age in your life, though, I think you've got your look on lockdown. Like, if I tried to do it, if I like started to live my life without sideburns, like even mild sideburns as they are, it'd be weird. Nobody would like me.
I just got
I'd be
this.
that guy who thought he could go on living without sideburns, and everybody would know when they look at me. They'd be like,
I mean, I've gone through a fairly drastic, like, facial hair appearance in the last year.
I wish you would keep trying.
Oh, mean.
If you would finally figure out your look, I could finally stop drinking.
Oh, I love it. Oh, this is the
Drink to
content I
forget.
get. Your face makes me sad. I love you too, Nick.
What did you guys think of Cage's accent in this one?
It wasn't a Boston like cop, and it wasn't Gumby.
Yeah.
So
Well, I watched an interview with Nick Cage about this film, and he was talking about how the interviewer asked him, like, this isn't your normal weird character that you normally do. And he went on this whole thing about how Hollywood's memory is so short that the Fox didn't want him for this film because Nick Cage is a weird, funny man. He can't do tough guy, and now I'm worried that I'll never be able to like do comedy again.
You know, it's funny. We've seen him in tough guy roles several times now, and I never am really sold on him as a tough guy. This one kind of worked for me.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that he also like hedged it with being sort of a sensitive tough guy.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's one of the things that really drew him to this character, from what I read. But I'm thinking of the beginning of Face Off, Castor Troy. The only other time we've seen him kind of be a bad guy, and it's more of a cult of personality and more of a sleazy look at me character rather than being fucking brick shithouse.
sure,
Do you know what he filmed right before this?
this was 1995.
Yeah,
it could happen to you.
it could happen to you.
Yeah, what a weird
So
transition.
he filmed back to back in New York. It Could Happen to You was before this.
That was a big
Weird.
Body change. for
Yeah.
him. So-
Yeah, no shit. He's pretty big in this.
Yeah, and
And hairy.
this came out the same year as he won his Oscar, because this came out the same year as Leaving Las Vegas.
Any other interesting facts? I don't have a ton on this one.
So in the interview I watched with him about it, can we all agree Nick Cage doesn't give a great interview?
It depends on how much coke he can afford, because he's given some really good ones.
Okay, this wasn't one of those, but he was asked about famously playing weirdos and giving very over-the-top performances, and this quote stuck out to me, which is like about Little Junior Brown and how much of that character he brought to the script. And he was like, it's true that I stuck to the script, but I do try to put a bit of absurd, almost comic slant on things. Even kind of peak his career, mid-90s, he knows what he's selling and
Oh, yeah.
has leaned into it.
This was a pretty straightforward movie and character for him.
Yeah. It was definitely a memorable performance.
I will never forget him bench pressing that girl.
I'll never forget him, like, chucking a guy across a truck yard.
And his best goatee yet.
Oh, absolutely.
Also, Sternenbusch. So you're tracking this. Is mid-90s just peak chest hair? Cage?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. So his strip club is called
Baby cakes.
Baby Cakes,
Yeah.
which really did not make me happy.
Oh, I loved it. I loved the name. I loved the sign. I loved that the actual location was just like an abandoned like business lot next to a McDonald's. And
It's abandoned to this day.
yeah, they put up this and shot the movie and nobody's done anything with it.
The TV version of this obviously has a bunch of fuzzing out and black bars of the strippers, but there's a scene where he's talking to Caruso and there's just a topless stripper behind them, and they've digitally put a dress on her.
Did you
Of all the things,
Watch
why would you
this
put a
sometime.
dress?
somehow watch this like on TV?
No, it's just one of the fun facts I found online.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this movie was hard to find.
Basically impossible to find unless you want to buy a VHS.
How much was the VHS, Nick?
I haven't purchased it yet.
Are you going to?
Yeah, I
We
mean,
need a complete collection.
yeah, I'm over halfway on all of these movies. So,
And actually, we're almost halfway through the whole fucking shebang.
Yeah.
Well,
The first round.
first round shebang.
You're all stuck with us for more shebang.
shebangarang. I don't know what that means. Fuck. Move on.
Yeah.
City of Angels.
Yeah, that's a movie.
I see that. That's how you fucking segue.
You're gonna
Yeah, take that, Sean.
You're gonna rip on my segues. These movies have no connection whatsoever.
Actually, they're both based off of, or both remakes of movies.
That's a loose connection.
I don't know. It's a real connection.
Nic Cage is outside of a strip club in both of them.
It's fair. God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm slipping. City of Angels.
Nick Cage is a fucking angel.
Nick Cage is...
And a national treasure.
End statement.
So, a movie about Nick Cage being a creepy stalker.
Okay. First, I want to say I watched 80% of the movie that this is a remake of.
How was that?
It is mid-80s Berlin and black and white. It is hard. It's all subtitled. It's Soviet-era Berlin. And if you think all the voiceover from like the people's thoughts was like annoying in the Nick Cage one, watch it in German where you have to read it.
The movie starts off with a mother freaking out because her daughter has a high fever, and you just hear, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And you notice the woman's not saying any, like, she's not moving her mouth, so there's no context yet, so there's just voiceover. And then Nick Cage is just sitting in a trench coat with a scarf and a mesh shirt in this child's bedroom.
He had a mesh shirt on?
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
Yeah,
I don't think
I was
that's
going to say,
accurate,
I don't
Sean.
remember this. Like, did he just get out of their club?
It's like very fine. It's a weird shirt. It's very textured.
I think he wears
Texture
the
is
same clothes
different.
until he becomes human.
And then he has the
Spoiler.
same clothes again. Until, like, he gets someone else's clothes.
Until Nick Offerman gets him off that roof.
Yes.
Damn it. All right, you guys did notice.
Wait, is Nick Offerman in this?
Yeah,
He
man.
was the construction worker.
Holy shit. All right. God. Okay, this movie...
We'll touch base on that because that's my favorite quote.
this
okay.
movie...
Is it yours?
No.
I don't
Okay.
I have a...
This one it wasn't great for quotes. But no, this movie automatically wins solely so I could watch it again to see Nick Offerman.
Yeah, it's
You
like
can watch it again on your own time,
I
motherfucker.
don't want to.
Oh, yeah. We were watching it, and Josie was like, that was Nick Offerman. I was like, who? Who are you talking about? She's like, the construction worker. And then I had to look it up.
Yep,
So-
and it sure as shit was.
Yeah.
Nick Cage plays everyone's favorite angel, Seth.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, right. You've got Cassiel.
his
you've got
his best friend played by
Andriel.
Andrew Bauer is Cassiel. So I want to know, I was a terrible Catholic. I was kicked out of Sunday school as a child, so I didn't really pay attention or read anything. Anyone else who was maybe raised closer to the church, tell me who Seth is supposed to be?
Oh, it's Setharian.
I'm assuming that's bullshit.
Of course it is.
No, you can come to me for all of your religious-based commentary.
I would come to you if we were talking about like angels described by the Bible where they're just like wings and eyes.
Oh, okay.
but,
that'd be
like-
nice.
Sethandriel.
Isn't that what I just said?
Was it?
Yeah, you're late.
God damn it. My brain is not working. I don't like this.
So he plays Sethandriel.
Wait. Sethandriel.
Oh,
Yeah, say
shit.
it. Say
Okay.
it's sexier.
Now you got it.
This movie starts off as a late 90s U2 music video.
God, this movie starts off with the worst green screening since Drive Angry.
Yes,
Since the
it's
Humanity Bureau.
awful. Yeah, Cassiel and Seth just sitting on a highway sign in LA, and it's
These
awful.
are like direct ports of like shots from the from Wings of Desire
I'm
too.
sure it is.
It's like,
That's a better name for this movie too.
yeah, well, not when you say it in German.
What's it in German?
Fuck, I don't know. Drop down in the comments and
And tell Nick.
yeah, give me some gook that looks like German for Wings of Desire. Oh, also, I'm sorry. I thought I knew where comments were, but I don't think comments are a thing.
No.
So find us on Reddit
Yeah.
and comment there.
Yeah,
There's
I'm not going to tell you where to find
We're
us, though.
Cage Match Pod on
Fuck.
Reddit.
There's
Fucking doxing us already.
there's comments on YouTube. People
Yeah.
don't leave them, but they're there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can. I mean, the bots didn't do anything.
So my question is, just everyone just have an angel? Like there's so many angels just hang out for no reason.
I don't think it's like specific angels for specific people. From my
I mean, I know it's not
big
based
knowledge,
on the movie.
based on the two movies that I mostly watch.
So the angels hang out and they like meet people when they die and
Okay, let's talk about this,
Ask
though.
them interview questions.
It's very confusing. So, like, he's a guide, and that part makes sense to me, right? Like, the little girl is going to die, somebody else is going to die, he helps them get through that,
The little
whatever.
girl gets to see her dead body.
Right, super creepy, but she seems chill about it.
Yeah.
But then there's the other scene where Cassiel and Seth are in the, like, bodega, and they just, like, chill out a potential shooting. Like, are they there to be coolers? Like, I don't understand what the fuck the angels are there for.
They're not chilling it out. They're just peeping on people. They're just getting people's.
Well, he
hearing
does
those
help
ideas.
him, like,
No, yeah, he
cool
calms
his
him down.
nerves and
But,
everything.
like, he touches
he's
him
like,
and
"Be
gets.
cool."
He touches him and then he's just hearing the guy's thoughts, but they're not actually.
Oh, he's never had to touch them to hear their thoughts.
I know,
previously.
but he's not.
Yeah, I think that they're doing something.
Yeah,
so, like,
I
are
think
they
they're-
there to de-escalate shit? But then, like, why aren't they doing more stuff? And then fuck you, Seth. You're
That's
just
a
gonna
re-
go, like, get horny with a doctor
That's
instead
like
of doing
a
your job.
$1 million Christian question too. Like, why aren't they doing more?
What's the-
Why aren't these angels doing more?
No, the
for
$1 million
us?
Christian question is, what's the deal, Seth?
Seth Andriel. Use his full fucking name.
Oh no, we know his full name. We'll talk about that later.
The worst Kaiser Sose ever.
Oh yeah, I love.
No, we're going to talk about it now, and you're going to edit it in later.
No, I'm not.
So Seth falls in love with the doctor, which is, again, the rules of angels, because they can't feel anything physical, but they seem to have a full bevy of emotion. And he finds out that he can become human if he falls. This is going to be my weird tangent for this movie. So I saw this movie at the age of about, what year did this come out?
98.
13, 14, whenever this came out. I saw this. I was trying to impress a girl. She wanted to go see it, so we went and saw it. I was young and dumb. It's been 20 odd years since I've seen this film. Dennis Franz, bald old guy with mustache. I have just in my mind had Ron Jeremy as that character.
Oh god, I mean,
living in my head for 24 years.
he is like the NYPD Blue version of Ron Jeremy.
I mean, he is, but like that has been the face of I know you're not there, but I can feel you.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever notice that Nic Cage and Ralph Fiennes look really similar?
No, but now that you mention it, I do want to point out the hardest working actor in this film, which is Nic Cage's hair plugs.
Ray Fiennes. Is that Ray Fiennes? He's a.
He was Voldemort and like Schindler's List and Red Dragon
He
and
was Voldemort in Schindler's List.
yeah, in Schindler's List. It was a weird one. And also in Made in Manhattan.
Weird.
That makes sense. I distinctly remember Schindler's List being credited in that movie.
He's the bad guy in Bruges, which here's my favorite cinematic quote ever. Yelling at his wife, "You're a fucking inanimate object."
That's nice.
Yeah. This is a weird episode.
Nah, it's fine. These are weird movies.
These are weird movies.
And really, the less we talk about City of Angels, the better the episode is for it.
Meg Ryan's a doctor who can't believe that someone would die on her watch because she did everything, and Seth falls in love with her.
But she's a cool doc. She rides a bike. Bike doc.
Oh, so
Yeah, bicycle doctor.
first bike scene, she is playing very loosey-goosey and laissez-faire with like LA traffic, City of Angels.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. She later dies for being dumb on a bike.
Yeah.
Spoilers. This movie's not good. I don't care.
It's not. It's bottom 3 Nicolas Cage movies for me so far.
It takes 40 minutes to introduce the protagonist. They give them 30 minutes to will they, won't they, and then 10 minutes after they get together, they kill Meg Ryan off.
And they've got that stupid relationship between Meg Ryan and that other doctor.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what the fuck? It's
Sean,
like,
did you know who he is?
He looked familiar.
He's
Schindler's
Reginald.
List.
he's Schindler's List. No, he's Reginald Hargreaves in The Umbrella Academy.
Oh.
That's why. Oh, fuck. It's been 20 odd years.
Huh.
That's
Some
awesome.
people don't age as well. Nick Cage, on point.
Actually,
Schindler's List, less so.
it's kind of amazing because yeah, like that dude looks old as fuck, and Cage looks like a guy in his 50s.
A guy who can afford to keep it up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he keeps it up.
Oh, fuck. Right back to that shower scene.
Okay, let's talk about Dennis Franz character, Nathaniel Messenger.
Okay.
Not Messinger. It's a soft G. Messenger.
Yeah, he's a big body surfer.
Yeah. Turns out, so he has to have like heart surgery. And it turns out that he at one point was also an angel. He's the one who teaches Nic Cage how to fall. You make the decision, then you
Fall.
Well, I don't think angels are super creative since they've never had like that inspiration. So in my head, he was just like super literal about it. He's like, I don't know, you got to fall from grace. So
jump off
You
something.
gotta fall.
They spend a
Falling's
lot
part
of
of it.
time on top of shit too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're always up high.
Which I find, okay, I like how they did justify that you have to make the decision to fall. Because I'm like, what if you trip?
Well,
You guys are-
I mean,
You guys are always walking in unison, like not paying attention to where you're going. I would have loved to see some angels just walking up the side of a building. They're everywhere.
I feel like there was some shot that included them on the side of a building, or at least angels in the background.
There were definitely lots of scenes where like it zooms out a little bit and there's just like an angel on a balcony
Yeah, they're
or
just
something.
all over the place.
So this
But I don't know. Maybe it was Spider-Man. I'm confused.
Seth gets obsessed with Meg Ryan's character, Dr. Maggie Rice, starts stalking her.
Much
Like,
lamer name.
there's like a prolonged bubble bath sequence where he's just in her room or in her bathroom.
Jesus. Okay, so the song that's playing,
Oh my god.
the Paula Cole song, like holy fuck. You make me feel like the Amazon's running between my thighs. Incredible.
It's talking about like flowers and like stamens and shit, and it's like, oh, this is like grossly sexy.
So he's Nic Cage is stalking
I'm
Meg
the
Ryan.
weirdest boner right now. Literally,
He
right
starts
now.
he starts showing up and like making himself be seen by her, and they go out a few times.
He's
he learns
exposing himself to her.
he is. He's got that trench coat. It's great. She describes a pair to him.
Uh-huh.
Eventually, she finds out that he doesn't have a history or isn't a person. She sees him like badly CG cut through his own hand and not bleed.
Yeah.
She tries to.
He does the magic thumb trick.
Yeah.
Like just pull.
Just want it to be known that Nick just tried to do a visual gag for an auditory form of entertainment.
Fuck you, I'll do it again.
So in this scene, they go to a picnic with Nathaniel Messenger after he gets out of the hospital. And Nathaniel, knowing that Seth is an angel, makes up a bunch of backstory for Seth. So Dr. Maggie doesn't like cotton on. And then she grills Seth about it. She's like, I don't even know your last name. He's like, you don't need to know. It's like, what's your last name? And he just looks behind her and goes, Plate. Seth Plate.
Yeah, that is my favorite quote. Just Seth Plate.
Like the worst Kaiser Sose ever.
I do like that it comes back though later when she's like, "Oh, I can't wait to become Mr. and Mrs. Plate."
That'd be so good. Like if she actually took that name for like the 30 minutes they were married.
Well, they never get there.
Oh, yeah.
Spoilers. So they break up because he's a big old weirdo who can't bleed. And he's like, I'm different from you. And then she's like, I never want to see you again. So they stop seeing each other. And then she starts hanging out with Messenger and being like, why would God allow us to meet if we couldn't be together? It's like, no one ever told you he was an angel. That makes no sense. But she taught him what a pair was. So I guess they have a deeper connection.
Yeah, describe it to me like Hemingway.
Yeah. Also, the Hemingway quote they use to describe food is the worst quote because Hemingway just says the name of the food 5 times. It's like, it tastes like oysters. The way that oysters taste. That oystery taste.
That was only 3.
Oyster slurp.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Thank you.
We definitely saw Dennis Franz's balls.
Oh, yeah. No, this is very, very similar to
Sean Penn's balls.
Sean Penn's balls.
Okay, yeah.
But
Running
better.
into the ocean.
Because it's Dennis Franz.
Also of NYPD Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's our other connection. NYPD Blue.
Absolutely.
So Seth has been studying humanity for like as long as humanity's existed. He can literally read Meg Ryan's mind, and he has no clue how to interact with her.
He and Andre Broer, when they're talking about him taking the fall, and he's like, can you even imagine to taste water? And then Andre Broer's like, to feed a dog?
I love Andre Brower.
There's so many things that, like, if you've never done it,
Please continue.
can you imagine to crack a sparkle buddy?
I can't.
Whoa!
To tell a lie?
And Seth tells
I would never.
Seth tells Cassiel about the fall,
Sethandriel.
and Cassalellogram. Casserole is
I don't think you have to do anything to Cassiel. That's a pretty fucking angel name.
Cassiel's immediately just like, so you gonna do it? I want to see how this goes. Let's talk about the fall scene because that's when the
Please,
movie gets.
that's where I was about to go.
Yeah, because Nic Cage is on the top of a building being constructed and does a full with arms wide open.
They probably had like, wait, was that the song that was playing?
No.
No.
Because the music on this was so fucking annoyingly.
With Arms Wide Open
directed.
wouldn't come out for a few more years.
Oh, okay. Well, there was some song about like, in the arms of an angel or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's a different one.
So they were
This one was
sexing or
just
something.
orchestral with like angelic choir.
Okay, so here's my question, Nick. You might be able to answer this. So
Sarah
when
McLachlan.
God damn it, you got there. No, when he jumps, it starts cutting to like black and white footage of children playing. Is that the actual movie? The original movie?
That's a good question because I was like, what the fuck is this
It
footage?
gets super art house.
It's like,
real
here's
quick.
people going onto a train.
Yeah.
Here's a
would
pregnant belly.
make sense. I'd have to see it again. The art style of Wings of Desire was very, 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 very German art house.
Yeah.
So
Unlike anything to do with this movie, which had very few interesting creative choices.
You're not wrong that it doesn't have a lot of like interesting shit to say. I do think that it was filmed well.
It was filmed well.
The director of photography, John Seal, is like a pretty fucking good
No,
DP.
I mean, it was not shot poorly. That's not what I'm saying. I just meant in terms of like this movie had nothing to say.
Did you know one of his most recent movies was Mad Max Fury Road?
I believe it.
Yeah, that movie fucking rules.
This movie was shot great. The scene with Franz and Cage overlooking the city from 31 stories up, they shot that. They built scaffolding out to this girder and then just sat the two of them out there with wires and had them like read their lines.
and they're both afraid of heights.
And they're both afraid of heights.
Yeah, I would have shit myself
but
doing that.
that's also like the only time. Otherwise, it was
That
all
isn't
CG.
CG, yeah.
Which is weird.
So anyway, Nic Cage takes his tumble off this building, and then apparently this is where we see Nick Offerman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Because so he wakes up bleeding for the first time and feeling for the first time on this like scaffolding, and people are just looking up at him, and they're like, a lot of them are just like sitting around having lunch, and I'm like, have they just been working around this maybe dead guy for hours?
Yeah, tell us behind the scenes, Nick. How is it at a construction site? How long does a corpse go unnoticed?
I'm not gonna lie. If you can get away with staring at something for a while and not doing something, you probably are going to. Like, I've stared out windows and like I've watched bums fight, and it's awesome. I watched a person chase a cowboy hat down like Pike Street one time. Like it was just blowing in the wind and they couldn't catch it, and so I just watched.
Have you ever felt like a cowboy hat blowing in the wind? I don't know this song.
Oh, I think you're crushing it though. Billboard Top 100, here we come.
But okay, so that scene is my favorite quote from the entire thing because this is when Cage gets to be a little cagey.
Yeah, this movie gets-
this is the interesting shift for him.
So yeah,
certainly.
the last 20 minutes of this film is when it gets good because it becomes a Nick Cage film.
Yeah.
Him like just stomping up and down streets.
Maybe it's
That
like
was-
10 minutes of him doing fun stuff.
That
but,
was fucking weird.
but he wakes up and he's got blood on his hand and he goes, "Is this blood? This is blood." And then Nick Offerman goes, "Is it red?" And he goes, "Red. Is it red?" Color.
I do have a question here. They
Susan
establish.
Sarandon.
God damn it, Nick! You're
I
good
know.
at this game.
Yeah.
They establish early on that as angels, they can understand every language. So he meets this Chinese woman and he's asking her which direction she's going, and she's yelling at him in Chinese, and he doesn't understand it. Like, how the fuck does he know English? If it's all just supposed to be that all language is understood by him and he could just be understood, how does he know English and not Chinese?
Well, I think he's lost his divine blessing at this
But
point.
why English?
They probably thought, boy, we can't afford to coach Nick Cage through speaking a different fucking language. Here he is speaking Latin now. We gotta get a Latin coach for fucking Nick Cage.
I just
can you imagine him? And Julius Domine.
That was really good.
That was
Like,
good.
No, all I'm
I don't
saying,
think that first one was a real word.
I don't. It doesn't matter.
Because I don't speak fucking Latin. I don't have divine blessing.
You know what?
I speak English like people without divine blessing.
So he's trying to like get to Tahoe because that's where she's at because she's going to get married. He's trying to hitchhike because he doesn't have exact change for the bus. And this car pulls up and he's like, "Hey," and then immediately gets jumped and his shoe's stolen.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
they like punch him in the face right away.
Yeah.
I also thought that was Kevin Corrigan, just saying.
It might have been.
They didn't credit any of those guys, so it probably was Kevin Corrigan.
I mean, if I jumped a dude on the street, I wouldn't want to get credited for it either.
And then
number one way the cops find you.
And then the
movie credits.
And then the Goo Goo Dolls play. He's outside.
I don't want the world to see me.
That's the one.
Oh, God, I hate that song.
And then now that he's an idiot human, because apparently an eternity of memories gives him no context for human behavior, he's trying to get to Tahoe. Big Rig pulls up. Where you going? Tahoe. I'm going to Reno. I'm going to Tahoe. I'm going to Reno. I'm going to Tahoe. Get in. We'll figure it out when you get there.
There was a lot of patience in that one.
Yeah.
That's the second cool trucker we've had, though, because there was the Red Rock West trucker that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
He gets there. He finds her. They fall in love. They fuck once. Here's my quote from this film. Describe it. I can't. What does it feel like? Warm. Aching. That's it.
I never want to hear somebody like verbalize like what it feels like to bust in somebody again. Like somebody who's never experienced a moment of it. Like, what does it feel like? Like 2 juicy water balloons covered in light sand. And I can't get away. I'm fucking trapped in. I'm done.
That's your outro stuff.
All right, I think we probably got this episode wrapped up. Thanks, guys.
No, Meg Ryan.
I know I'm spent.
Meg Ryan dies, and then he's sad.
She dies in the dumbest way. She's riding her bike. She has her eyes closed and her arms out, and she just loves life and God and angels and
she's
shit.
She's gonna be Mrs. Plate.
She will be Mrs. Plate, and she's listening to a dumb fucking song that's playing on the soundtrack, and then she runs into a logging truck.
Yeah.
That's it.
What a dumb.
He feels her die, and then he moves into her apartment.
Yeah, this is a dumb movie.
Yeah, just, here's my final thought on this film. So she introduces him to a pear. He goes to the market as a human, and he fills up his basket with pears.
Crying.
And there's that scene of him at the end where he bites into a pear. And my only thought was, what if that's a bad pear? What if that's his first pear and it's awful?
He wouldn't know. All he would know is that it's sweet and like soft sand.
But what if it wasn't? What if it was an unripe pear? Because pears, there's a wide range of what a pear can taste like. What if the thought was, this was it, and he just regrets every decision he's made up to that point?
He just chucks it into the Hudson, and that's it.
He would probably like it just for what it was.
I'm sure, but I just...
Not to rain on your joke.
Nick, do you have anything else on this one?
It fucking sucked.
I'm being cut out of my own podcast, apparently. No, I did not enjoy this movie.
No. I mean, the way he delivers lines, like, just so vacant. I'm like, it hurt so bad. Listen, but what if we could just fall and be with the humans? Like, even that's too much emotion.
No, it was bad. I watched an interview for this film as well. Just him talking about how he wanted to portray this character who never felt anything, but had this true love for this human. And it's bad.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't tell if it's in a 3-way tie or what.
Oh, yeah. What are your 3 worst ones at this point?
At this moment.
Oh, I just answered this. Well, The Schraders and then Left Behind.
Oh, not for me. For me, it's Left Behind, this, and Bangkok Dangerous.
We haven't gotten to Bangkok Dangerous yet.
I've seen it, and I know
Nick
it's terrible.
knows.
It's only in here because you thought it was funny to veto me saying don't put it in.
Yeah.
It is funny.
You're not going to feel that way when you've seen the movie.
Yeah, patrons, you get to listen to episode 0 at some point. You can hear our logic on how we got here.
I don't remember any of this. Question time. What was Nic Cage's next film? He was asked if all his time up on that girder filming that scene with Franz was practice for Superman. He was actively being interviewed and questioned about Superman at this point. We all joke about it as if it was like, this would have been a weird thing that happened, forgetting that this was a big fucking deal when he was cast. This was prime Superman Cage.
Yeah, well, they were starting to work up like costume tests and everything for that too. Yeah, I didn't realize it was at that year, but this was kind of like the height of his...
Yeah, this really was the peak, and then there's the big dip coming up, and then the resurgence.
Yeah.
So I do have one more quote from the interview for Kiss of Death. It was difficult for me because I was playing it in a much more constrained way than my natural way or inclination to perform. Like, he's always been a weirdo, and he knows he's acting like a fucking weirdo.
That's fair. That's fine.
I can respect that.
I can respect it too. Like, my assumption was just like all this weird energy, but he's always tried to be weird. And I respect it so much more.
So at this point, guys, what wins? The
Kiss of Death.
the Nick
Kiss of
Cage,
Death.
the Nick Cage movie, or
Kiss of
the
Death.
movie starring David Caruso?
Kiss
Well,
of Death.
it's starring David Caruso, but he's like number 3 male billing.
He did get the and.
I mean, if you look at like screen time, it's Caruso, Jackson, Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, so is that the answer?
Yeah, I mean, one of them he pulls out a great performance. One of them he doesn't.
He pulls out his meaty dork.
He did get his dork out.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna frame by frame this, and we're gonna see a modesty sock.
I don't know. I think that was a dong. So a potential new segment this week in Cage, the Renfield.
The
trailer.
Renfield
Yeah,
trailer.
Renfield trailer looks fucking awesome.
I am so excited for this film. That's all I have to say about it right now. It's amazing. I forgot we were going to do this, and I should have rewatched it. But Awkwafina Holt, Harold Holt? No.
Nicholas.
Nicholas Holt. Harold Holt was...
Captain Holt.
Oh, there's your connection.
Ah, Andre Brower.
Andrew Brown. No, just... I did not know what to expect of this film. I didn't realize it was going to be an action comedy.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah. From all the photos and stuff of him like walking around top hatty and stuff like that, is like, what is this going to be?
it's an action film.
Yeah, it looks great.
Nick,
and,
take this. I can't... I just... Words are not wording.
I
Am I
don't
having
know.
a stroke?
If you are, I wish you'd share. That's a masturbation joke. Give me a handy, buddy.
Goodbye, everybody.
No, it looks fucking great.
Nicholas Holt Renfield goes to a support group for people in bad relationships trying to get some support and
From a group.
and then it's like this guy controls my life and I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going on with my brain today. It's bad, guys.
I'm fucking enjoying
You got
it.
the brains. Don't worry.
I got a case of the brains, guys. So you gotta start drinking coffee before these.
Yeah, don't drink the Sparkle Buddies.
Well, do both.
Yeah. Ooh, put them together.
We talked about switching to Four Loko. Actually, I suggested it, and Sean said no.
Like the classic Four Loko? Can you still get it?
No, but you can get what they've. Have I told you about my Four Loko experience?
Please do now.
So back when I was working in a bar, I was working in the kitchen, and it was at the time when Four Loko got, put down. And our rep from the alcohol distributor came through, and he was just like, oh, here's this and that. Here's all your stuff. And do you guys want like some Four Loko? Because I can't sell them anymore. We were like, me and the kitchen manager were just standing there. We're like, fuck yeah. So he brings us like 4 flats of Four Loko.
So you drank them over a camping weekend, right?
No, we proceeded to throw a house party that night. And like the kitchen manager's doing trust falls off of his roof because he's so jacked up on these things. It was just awesome. I'm pretty sure there was people like punching each other in the face just to see if they could feel.
A new Patreon tier. If we can get over $200 a month, we'll do a bunch of Four Loko and record a podcast.
That's fair. I think that's a reasonable thing. So nothing else on either of these movies?
I enjoy a romp. I enjoy a caper, and I got that from Kiss of Death, even though it was kind of like it felt more like a made-for-TV movie or
That's a perfect way to describe
an extended episode of like NYPD Blue.
I was real disappointed in David Caruso when he said that boosting a car in 90 seconds was a good thing. 60
Gone in
seconds.
60 seconds.
That's
Like,
right.
That's all we need.
Oh,
Come
wait.
on.
I have one more thing to say about Kiss of Death. So Omar apparently has a phobia of the color red. It's his bad luck color.
That's actually my favorite Caruso response was when Lil Junior is like, what about you? You got a problem with the color red? And Caruso's just like walking away. He's like, what do I look like? A fucking interior designer? I don't give a shit what color it is. It's like, awesome.
Yeah,
that is the
good.
fucking best response.
Yeah.
Like, who fucking cares? It's a fucking car.
Next time we've got in the fucking weird zone, Vampire's Kiss and Between Worlds. We will have guests for that episode and the one following, and then back to just the three of us for a little bit.
Is this the episode where we learn about the alphabet?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
So we've learned acronyms and now we'll learn the alphabet.
Yep. We got it.
Beautiful.
But yeah, thank you for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe.
We forgot. If anybody's interested in watching these movies,
right.
You'll have to come to my house.
Yes. If you want to pay for the premium tier, you can watch it at Nick's house.
No, you can stand outside the windows
while Nick watches you.
Watching the film.
Yeah. But you can support us on Patreon if you are so inclined. That's at patreon.com/cagematch. And as always, thank you to our Sparkle buddies, Josh, Sean, Josie, Rico, and Matt. And our sole inner cage sponsor, Ira. And special thanks to our newest Sparkle buddy, Adam, former guest and fan of the show. Thank you. We can safely lay all of the blame of this show at your feet. Thank you all. Fuck you for doing this to us.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, until lawyers get involved and we get the cease and desist.
Come at me, fucking
Coppola. Really?
Yeah, fuck them.
You want that? You want that to be the hill we die on?
You know what we'll say to him? Bye-bye.
Yeah. We'll come back to Trucker Tahoe.
Oh yeah, fucking ass.
Well,
cash.
I'm going to Reno.
Looks like you're going downtown, big guy. That's the sound.
Keep it in.
He leaves her a Hemingway book. When she goes to the library to figure out who, did you just mute me? Okay. Peter just turned a knob, and I'm like, you dick.